pick is in for the Cowboys at 169, their fifth selection of the weekend. Went Mozzie Smith, Luke Schoonmaker, followed by Overshone from Texas in the third round, Viliami Fehoko in the fourth round. Who is the newest Dallas Cowboy in round number 5? We're waiting for the official selection to pop up on the screen, and we will let you know. I don't believe we're going to get an announcement for this one.
Only Jerry talked to him, it looked like.
Schottenheimer was on the phone a second ago.
Well, I saw he was back there. I didn't see he actually got on the phone.
Yeah, he was on it. Yeah, and McCarthy handed him the phone, so they both talked to him for a little bit.
I think this is going to be a lineman.
You think so?
I think it's
Whippler.
I just don't know which one.
I would love it as a lineman.
McClendon's my top guy. Duncan, Whippler.
Richards. I got Richards up there.
Asim Richards.
Asim Richards, North Carolina is the pick. Offensive tackle. I love this selection in the fifth round. I had a third-round grade on him. I think that's a phenomenal pick. Guys, what do you think about Richards overall?
Hang on just a second. I'll tell you what I
tell you about it?
Yeah, hang on.
I'll outline you a little bit. Three-year starter for the Tar Heels.
Give us your love.
3-year starter for the Tar Heels. Played both inside and outside. We talked about position flex. That's part of the scouting report for him. He started all 14 games last season. He had over 1,000 snaps at left tackle and just 3 sacks allowed. Long enough to sustain blocks on the outside, but his mobility may be a better fit on the interior. Either way, the tape is impressive enough, and the traits are there to commit resources and get Richards to a prime spot on the offensive front. Extremely powerful lower body. He's built to drive, sets his feet well, fundamental hand placement, solid with some length up top as well. That's what I've got as the good things. The cons is that he has the limitations in terms of getting from point A to point B efficiently. He doesn't take great angles to set up his blocks, and it takes a few steps to get him ramped up off the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, this is one of those guys. He's the starter at left tackle for those Tar Heels, and you got him right. I mean, he does a really good job of adjusting when it comes to blocking. His positioning is good. His balance is good. He doesn't get knocked off balance or driven back. He can hold his own on the ground. He keeps between the defender and the ball. Really good pass set. He gets away with the line from ease, doesn't labor at all. Hands, feet work well together. The knee bend, I love the knee bend for a guy like this. So he does do a good job of staying with his man in the running game. You don't see him losing sustain. Sometimes you get in space. Guys do that, but he's able to stay with his guy. He gets to the second level with absolutely no problem. He's got a well-developed lower half of his body.
Yeah, very strong.
And he understands where to get those hands. So I think he's one of those guys that we talk about climbing blocks. When he gets on a guy, he's climbing that guy. And then I feel like that he's got that kind of that pop, that snap to his game. And his playing strength, I think, really benefits him, especially when he's in a situation where he's, when they're scrambling and the quarterback's moving around and he's kind of having to stay with his guy. He's pretty good at that. I feel like he could play at a couple different spots. He might be able to play a little bit of guard here, but as a tackle, I think he does a pretty darn good job.
Look.
What did you just say? What were the last 2 notes you shared there, Brian?
Well, he can play guard or tackle.
And what was before that?
What did I say?
Strong.
Play
straight.
He had really strong hands.
What did they tell us about
Really
the
strong
offense?
hands.
Mitch tried to tell us.
Really?
Mitch tried to get it in there.
Explosive.
They said the power, and they said you come in here with the power, or you end out getting the also big school production, position flex. It's all exactly what Mitch LaPointe told us.
Yeah, there you go.
Also firm and pass pro, but he's like what you mentioned, Brian, about him being as a puller. He's explosive.
Yeah, this guy's super athletic.
He's explosive
Very
as a puller.
athletic,
Yeah, he's trying to get upfield.
He stays on his guys for sure.
So we do have the selection here with the Cowboys making the pick at 169. They go and take Asim Richards out of North Carolina. We've got one of the few faces that he'll see very quickly coming into the fold here for the Cowboys. And how excited are you to get off the ground with Asim Richards and to have an opportunity to work with him now that he is the pick? Oh, Coach Solari, I thought I said that. Coach Solari joining us online now.
You gotta let the people listen on radio.
I know. Sorry, guys.
This is introduction to the crowd.
Completely blanked out. I was excited about Asim Richards. How excited are you?
Great. I mean, it's a great addition to the offensive line. He brings a young man that's athletic. He has a really good initial quickness getting off on that snap count, and he has good feet to play tackle position. He's a young guy. I'll 21 years old, gonna be 22 in November, so it's really excited to get a player like this that's young an ascending football player. So it's outstanding for the Cowboys.
Is he a guy that when we had Mitch Point here earlier, he talked about how, we really would like to get somebody ideally at the offensive line who can be flexible and do some different things for us. Is he a guy you think that could play some inside as well?
Yeah, he does have that versatility to move into guard without a doubt, and also he has shown where he could even get you through at center. But again, he's not. Yeah. We're thinking tackle guard,
sure.
And we don't want to get him too thinned out. But again, this is a young man that has versatility. He's smart. He's a hard worker. So it's going to be a really exciting piece to add to this offensive line.
Coach, if you had to pick a number one trait for a lineman, just say, give me this guy, give me this trait. What would that be for somebody that would play for you?
Again, length. You can't coach length. And again, that's a great thing about the Cowboys. They've done a great job here with the offensive linemen here that have length in the sense of talking about, with the arms and so forth. And you really kind of emphasize first significant touch, getting your hands on the defender before he gets his hands on you. So that's really a significant thing that we're looking for. And again, Asim brings that, with his stature and his size. And so we're excited, again, to work with this young man.
Big hands.
Strong hands.
He has huge hands.
Yes. And again, he's an ascending player. He's young. I mean, most of these young men are kind of coming back to college in the sense of getting one more year because of the COVID. They've kind of picked up that, quote, sixth year, kind of unique, but it is true. So he's coming out. So again, really excited about this addition.
I think it's also unique because not only is he young and he's got some room to grow, but he also comes in with experience. I mean, 1,500 snaps. He made 34 straight starts to end his career.
Right.
How unique of a blend is that to have both the youth but the experience paired with each other?
Right, and the intelligence. It's unique. Again, you want to get the young man. You want to get these young men at this level, that are accountability, that you can, you count on being availability in the sense of, that he can work through things. And so that's exciting. And again, Mitch and the staff do a tremendous job, in their research of these men.
One thing that Asim does well is when the quarterback is improvising, scrambling, he can hold his own. He can stay with his block. The athleticism comes into place.
Yes.
Is that something that you looked at with Dak Prescott being a quarterback that can improvise, sometimes is on the run, is that Asim can stay with him, hold his block, and make sure he's safe?
Yeah, it's a quality you look for any offensive line.
Tracking that.
But again, absolutely. But again, you like the way he pass protects. You like his recoverability and stay in front, and that's so important, because the defensive linemen are so talented now, so quick. And again, the NFL, the newness in the NFL is there's just so much movement, by the defense. So it's really an important trait to have in your offensive linemen that have recoverability to stay in front of their defender.
You talked about tackle, guard, center. Is he a guy that you think could play left or right as well, or would you guys like to just have him focus on one side?
Again, he could play left or right without a doubt. And again, we're thinking tackle, guard. But yes, he could play both. And again, he's a smart young man. He's got experience, so forth, at playing the game. So he wouldn't have problems moving from left to right. But the most important thing when you get these young players and these rookies, you want to kind of lock them in. Because, again, they're learning, and, again, and the speed of the game is so much quicker here at this level. So, again, you like to lock him in so he could define his technique and fundamentals to be successful and to be a great addition for the Dallas Cowboys.
You mentioned the defensive ends and how these athletes are just getting off the charts. How hard is it to find athletes at the left tackle position that can have the foot movement and stuff and not sacrifice power?
Yeah, it's a quality you're looking for without a doubt, because you don't, again, your protection, like say before in my earlier days, in the NFL, you always kind of said that, well, that left tackle's really a premium, got to have blue feet, but the right tackles now are a lot in open edges, as the offenses are getting just so much more intricate in the formations and so forth. So therefore, you're looking for that quality of good feet, and he has that trait, and that's what we're excited about.